Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to complete a tax return within 15 minutes or less using Keystone Tax Solutions software. What we're looking at now is the client dashboard, so once you log into the software you'll be brought directly to this screen here. The first tab is Start New Return, so we're going to click Select to the right hand side. Now this is a demo account, so those zeros are automatically populated, so we're just going to enter other numbers around there. We're going to click Start New Return, click OK. Processing the information. And it's going to take us to the next screen, which is the filing status of your client. So we're going to click Head of Household and continue. And we're going to enter the personal information for that client. Social is already there, so we're just going to go on to the birthday. Occupation, you can just enter employed here if they're employed. If they're not employed during the time that they're filing, you can put unemployed there, or you can put whatever job that they work or whatever their title is at work as the occupation as well. Now the next questions, if they apply to your client, you're going to click that. If not, we're going to scroll on down to enter address information. Apartment, if there's an apartment number. If not, we're going to move on to zip code. It's automatically going to populate that city and state. Now for telephone number, we're going to need 2 numbers for bank purposes for the bank application, so enter 2 numbers there. Click continue. Next screen is for your dependents. If you have dependent information, we're going to go ahead and click yes here. And you're going to enter in the personal information for that dependent. Just going to name him Larry. Now if you continue, it's going to automatically attach the taxpayer last name to that dependent's last name, so just be mindful of that. If it's different, you're going to go ahead and make sure you change that right here. If not, you're just going to move on. Enter a social number. The relationship to the taxpayer. If any of these questions here apply, we're going to click whatever applies. If not, we're just going to go ahead and continue. And then enter in a birthday here. Anytime you miss information on a page, it's going to highlight it red and prevent you from moving forward. It's going to say that the dependent was born in 2015. We should be okay now. Click continue. And this is just verifying the information for that dependent. If there's any information that needs to be changed, you can click this little pencil here to go in and edit that dependent, or you just want to take the dependent off, you can click this trash can icon here, which is going to delete that dependent. So we're going to click continue. The next screen you're going to come to is for you to enter the income for that client. You can do guide me, which is kind of like an interview mode where it guides you through each type of income, or you can enter myself. We're going to click on enter myself here. And it's going to take you to the next screen where you can choose all types of income, whether it was a Schedule C, W-2, 1099, any type of income. You can click here and begin whichever form you need to begin. So we're just going to do W-2 and click begin here. From here, we're going to enter in the W-2 information for that client. We're going to scroll down, enter the EIN number, we're going to enter the employer name, the address, and the zip code for that employer. Okay, it's going to automatically populate that city and state. We're going to enter the wages here for that client. And then we're going to enter the federal. Once we enter that information, the Social Security and Medicare is automatically going to populate for you, so you don't have to manually enter in that information. If everything else is correct and nothing else applies, then you can move on and continue. If there is state information, you're going to enter that state information here. If not, we're going to leave that blank and we're going to click continue. Now it's going to go ahead and populate a refund for this taxpayer, which is $48.26. This just verifies the W-2 information. If anything needs to be changed, you can go in and change it. If not, we can continue. If you're done with everything on income, if nothing else applies, you can go ahead and continue. But if you need to add something else, such as a Schedule C, we're going to go ahead and click into Schedule C to begin a Schedule C. Now this, you don't have to put a business name. You can put the EIN number. If that client has an EIN number, you can do the address, city, and state. Now we're going to do the business type. You have to have a code for every business, so we're going to go here and click for business codes. It's going to give you a list of codes here. So whichever one of these is the type of self-employment that client have, you go in and select that. So it's a long list that you can scroll down to see what type of job that client may have had as far as their self-employment. So we're just going to click something here. We're going to do bakeries, and it's going to automatically pull that information there. So we're going to continue. Now on this page, it's going to take you to the Schedule C information. We're going to click on income. If there was any type of income that client received from that self-employment, we're going to put that information here. So we're just going to say they received about $5,000 in self-employment income. If any of these apply, you're going to click and enter in the amount. If not, we're going to click continue. Now if you're self-employed, you can't have a self-employment business if you don't have any type of expenses. So the next thing you're going to go to is your general expenses. We're going to click on begin here. And this is going to break down any type of expenses that client may have had. So we're going to put $200 in here for advertising. They had repairs, any type of supplies they bought, we're going to say they spent $1,000 on supplies. Rent and lease, if they have any type of profit sharing, commissions or fees, anything like that was paid, you can click and enter in the information there, whatever dollar amount. Travel, taxes and license, meals, entertainment, utilities, if they're responsible for any type of utilities, legal fees, office expenses, you can enter those amounts there. If not, we're just going to click continue. But if you notice, once I added the Schedule C on here and put in that client made about $5,000 in profit, it took that refund down to $25. So I just put a few expenses in here just to see what it may do for that refund. And it took it back up to $3,000 because I wrote off some expenses for that. So we're just going to click continue here. If everything looks correct, we're going to go to continue. Now if you're completed with everything on your income side, we're going to click continue. Now if you have any type of deductions, you can go in there to see any type of deductions. We're going to click enter myself. And these are just standard deductions like your Schedule A. So if you need to go in there and do anything, you can do that, but we're going to continue. Any other taxes that may apply, you're going to read through that information. If it does not apply, we're going to go continue. Payments and estimate screen, continue. All your miscellaneous forms are here. If you need any of those, we're going to click continue. It's going to calculate your return for you. The next screen we're going to come to is your health care questionnaire. It's going to ask you if you have health insurance, if everyone in your household have health insurance. Going to click yes. It's going to ask you if you purchased this through the marketplace. If yes, click yes. If no, click no. Marketplace is like your Obamacare for your 1095-8 form. So we're going to click no and continue. Just verifying the household members and making sure everyone has insurance. Was your entire household insured for all 12 months? Yes. Continue. Now it's letting you know that your federal is complete. Now if you have state information, you're going to go into your state side to complete the information on your state side. But we're going to continue to summary. Calculating the return, and this is going to break down what your income was, your AGI. So we're going to click continue here. These are your due diligence questions. It's basically your 8867 form. So we're going to go ahead and answer these questions. Mostly all of these questions should be yes for the most part if that client is trying to receive earned income credit for their dependent. So we're going to click yes here. It asks you if you interviewed your client. Did you review the information? Does anything appear to be incomplete or inconsistent? Click no. Did you satisfy the record retention? Whatever information your client provided, whether it was a W-2 or IDs, you're going to put that information there. Click yes if they substantiated their eligibility to claim earned income credit. Did you ask if any credits were disallowed? Were any credits disallowed? No. Did you ask adequate questions to prepare a complete and correct 1040 or Schedule C? It's asking if anyone else could claim this child. Did you determine the eligibility for that dependent? Did the child reside with you? Have you determined if any other claim has been released to anyone else? Are all the answers correct on this form? Yes. Click continue. So everything looks correct here. If everything over here is green, then the client is good to go to qualify for that earned income credit. So we're going to click continue. If you need to add anything else, a statement or a note to the return, you can do that here. Click continue. And this is your EPHI screen where you're going to select how that client wants to receive their refund. Now again, this is a demo account, so you won't see anything where they can use a bank product. So we're just going to select the paper check here. The preparer information is there. Whatever you're charging that client for the return, you enter that amount there. Now your electronic filing fees, and if your client wants audit protection, because we do offer audit protection as well, all that information will be in this area here. But again, this is only a demo account, so we can't actually click for that information. So we're going to save. It's just letting you know that the client is not using a bank product, so to collect your fees up front. So we're going to go ahead and sign here. The client can sign the return electronically. You can use a mouse here. They can do initials, or if they want to do full name, they can do that as well. It's not going to be perfect, but it just keeps the client and yourself from manually signing all these documentations. So you're going to save your signature here. And the signature is saved here. And this is where you will set up your signature as a preparer. So you can do that as well. But just verify the information. It's going to break down that client's return, what that client's refund will be. If the return is complete, you're going to click complete here. and you see this invoice paid here, you're going to have to click that if that client is not using a bank product. But if that client is using a bank product, that invoice paid option will not be there. This break down the fees. So if you're ready to submit that return, you're going to have an option here that says save and transmit. And that's how you complete your return within 15 minutes using our software.